This could possibly be the last LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga news update for a while now, because it was a disappointing May 4th. We have a few things to go over today, but for the foreseeable future, I don't really see much happening. But let's go over what we do have today, because there are a few interesting things in here, so like if you enjoy, subscribe if you're new, let's get right into it. As you can see here, the social media pages for the Skywalker Saga, both the Twitter and the Instagram, updated their bios from spring 2021 to coming soon for the game. And this is important just because it relates back to something that I was discussing on stream the other day, but for those of you that weren't there, in the second delay message for the Skywalker Saga, TT Games stated that they could no longer reach their spring 2021 release date plans. However, they didn't provide us with any other period apart from that. One would assume that the game is still coming out in 2021, however this now confirms that there is no specific confirmed release date period. The original release plans for this game were 2020, then that changed to spring 2021 last year with the first delay. Now the current release plans are just coming soon. There is no specific date given. I still think the game will come out this year, but as far as this goes, they don't have to meet that. Now don't let that worry you too much. This is probably them sticking on the safe side here. They don't want to dedicate to another period of time, like saying fall, winter, or even 2021 in general, to let us down a third time. I still think it's going to be out this year, just bear that in mind. This is also why I told you there'd probably be no trailer or no teaser on May 4th, which I did get right once again, and the reason for this is, as I've said, at the end of a trailer or a teaser they usually put a release date or a release period. They don't want to dedicate to another release date or release period at this point. Coming soon is probably the best thing they can put without getting anyone's hopes up, but at the same time the game isn't cancelled. I'm seeing a lot of comments about the games being cancelled, and we've got some more stuff coming up here to further prove that. Not that I really feel I need to. Like this tweet here from Jack Chapman, a designer at TT Games. He says, hashtag May the 4th be with you. One of my favourite contributions to LEGO Star Wars was designing Rey and Kylo's encounter on Kef Bear. I got to work with amazing people throughout this project, and I can't wait for people to experience everything that the team has been working on. WB Shop UK even tweeted out this, which turned out to be one of the highlights of the day considering how scarce news was once again. Celebrate hashtag May the 4th by pre-ordering LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, available on PS5, PS4, Xbox and Nintendo Switch. Hashtag Stormtrooper. And the reason I bring this up is because there's more comments about where's PC, and PC is coming out, it's just digital copies and not physical. I hate it just as much as you, and I don't even play PC. And PS5, PS4 are stated on there, but Xbox only once, because whether you play Xbox One, Xbox Series X, it's all the same discs that you buy. If you buy physical copies, it counts as one, just to clarify those two things that I think most of you knew, but for those who don't. And the final bit of news, and I suppose this is my second prediction correct in this video, but the Bits and Bricks podcast did return. And the part of the prediction where I got right here was not that it was returning, we knew that. What I got right, which once again I think you should bear in mind, is that this was a May the 4th special, by the way, so you'd expect LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga to be talked about in there. Well, it really wasn't, and the reason for this, going back to my prediction, is that they will never reveal news on this podcast for the first time. They will talk about pre-existing news that even can be classed as new at the time. What I mean by that is, say we were to get something at E3, which I'm going to get onto in a second, but say we were to get something at E3 in June. They would probably release an episode of this podcast a few days later after that, discussing the news that we got at E3. And that's exactly what happened with this podcast here. There was nothing new to go over, so they didn't really speak about anything new to do with the Skywalker Saga whatsoever. But if you want some opinions on the news whenever it does drop, maybe opinions of developers, workers at TT Games, whoever, this is probably the place to be. But considering it's a still image throughout the whole podcast, as I've told you before, don't expect an actual news drop on this podcast. The Bad Batch shuttle has finally been announced. There were the rumours, there were the leaked pictures that weren't very high quality, but here it is. Two reasons I include this. The first one is obviously we're getting a Bad Batch character pack, so here's a look at the characters and probably what they're going to look like in the game. I'd be very surprised if there's any changes. And then also the back of the box, there's no Play It in the Skywalker Saga stickers, so no standard sticker relating to the fact that we may be able to use the actual shuttle itself, so that looks like it's off the table and it's just going to be the characters. I've left this till the end so I can just give you a very easy spoiler warning at the end so you've seen the rest, but there's Hunter, Wrecker, Tech, Echo, the Imperial version of Crosshair, so not his standard version, I'm guessing he's going to get both in the game, and the Gunk Droid, which are already confirmed for the Skywalker Saga, so I was wondering if this was going to be a different looking one. It just looks like the standard one. And E3, I suppose I'm not going to go around in circles here. We all know it's the one we're all talking about. That's the next big event. It's where the Skywalker Saga was first revealed. WB games are there. But I'm just going to leave you with this one thing that I haven't really mentioned, and that is, look, I'm hopeful that there's going to be something at E3, but if there's not, and we've got to bear it in mind at this point, and I hate preparing you guys for the worst, because that's really not what I want to be doing, but at this point, with another letdown with May 4th, obviously I told you not to get your hopes up, but it was another letdown in a lot of ways, because it is Star Wars Day. If they had anything ready, they'd share it with us on Star Wars Day. So if nothing comes at E3, look, it's not like there's not other events that take place a few months, few weeks after it, I'm not saying that at all, but showing nothing at E3 would really be a weird situation, and going alongside the coming soon thing they've changed on the bios, we could just be waiting and waiting. It's not cancelled, I see those comments all the time, and they're spreading like wildfire as well. I thought most people would realise that, but there's a lot of cancelled comments. That's not happening, it's just a matter of how much waiting, and I, like all of you, am getting so impatient at this point. I thought I was impatient before, now I'm really getting impatient, but we've just got to keep it cool and just relax, because we know it's going to be here sooner or later, and as one of the developers said earlier in this video of the tweet, it's going to be a fantastic game either way, and they can't wait for us to experience everything they've been working on, as Jack did say in his tweet. So that's where we are after May 4th. I wouldn't expect any more news drops, maybe small little things here and there, until E3, if nothing after that. We'll cross that barrier when it comes. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I do hope you enjoyed. I hope you had a fantastic May 4th. And I will see you all in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you all then.